Yeah, hi, my name is Rami. I'm the one in charge of techieguides.net or www.techieguides.net or the Linux blog. Today I'm gonna show you how to install Subsonic, which is like a media server similar to that of MyPlex or Plex, or Plexit, whichever you want to call it. Now you will need Java for this. So basically, I said the first thing we'll do is when you open up the terminal, if you're using PuTTY for as an SSH client, then of course you just open it up. Now, firstly, what I'm going to do here is download Java. So it's going to do, just get this, just going to get the code, which is going to be sudo space apt dash get space install and then space open jdk dash 7 dash jre, which is basically for Java requirement for sure, or Java repository, so it's known as different names. Okay, so basically I'm gonna press enter. That's saying it's only available from another source, so which means I'm gonna have to configure the source list for you. So I'm just gonna do that now. Now, as it's not letting you download 7, you can install number 6, because I said number 7 you have to then get the link, the source, edit the source list file and then enter it because it's from a different source. Number 6 however is available, so basically if you do rather change the number 7 to number 6, it will come with this screen where it's saying do you want to download it, etc. Just type in Y for yes, and it will say it's about 746 meg or so. After this, and it'll say 76 meg will be taken. That's fine with me. Press enter, so I'll just download it for you. So it's just going through a list of steps here, just on extracting it and all that stuff, as you can see, and it's taking me back to the terminal, whereby of course I could then do my next command, etc. Now, in the instructions, initially when I did do the article, I downloaded Subsonic on my machine and then FTP'd it onto the server. Now, if you don't want to do it, I mean, that tends to be a headache, to be honest with you. So basically, rather than doing that, the other way, of course, I have given the link on how to download Subsonic. So basically, if you wanted to download it, the link will be the sudo wget, and then I've given the link there, which is the http://www.subsonic.org /pages/download 2.jsp, then the question mark, target equals subsonic 5.1.deb. So basically that will download version 5.1, which is the latest one. You could download the 4.7, etc. So as I said, I've downloaded both of them. So as I said, 4.7, as you could see. So once it's downloaded, if you do ls, you'll find it will show the 2 files that I've downloaded here. Now I want to extract any one of them, and this is where of course it will be configuring and setting up the subsonic media server. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rename the file, so that basically, as I said, rather than having typed the big long list, I mean, although I can, if I wanted to, just configure it straight away, which will be sudo space dpkg space -l and then space, and then just highlight the file, and then press with the right mouse button if you're using a laptop. If you're using a computer with a normal mouse, then you just press the left button, and then basically that will just reconfigure it. So we just press enter. Everything right. Let's just see here. So this is saying it failed. Right, so we'll change it to the 5.1 then. Yeah, errors in the file. So just gonna rename all of them. Sudo move. So if you want to rename a file, you just do sudo space move. You highlight the file and just call it subsonic 4.7.dev, and then ls. Yeah, so it's renamed that. So we're gonna delete this. Highlight that. Exactly the same. As encountered while processing, so indicates that the download has actually failed. So I'm going to remove both files. That one there, and that one there. So if this ever happens, it's not the end of the world. Basically, what I'll do is I'll just FTP the file itself. So this actually failed. I've actually FTP'd it from the downloads folder on my Windows machine, and I put it into the main home directory on the server itself. So now that's been FTP'd. I'm just going to close the FTP down. I'm just going to go back into my SSH client. Just do ls just to confirm it's there. And as you can see, it's saying that subsonic 5.1 dev is there. So we'll just do exactly the same as we did before. Highlight there. Hopefully this should work. Yeah, that's worked, as you can see. So it just didn't like the download. So once it's done that, it's done like a few things here. So it's created like certain files, which is added here, adding system startup for etc init.d and then subsonic. The reason why it's putting the init.d is so if you wanted to stop the service or server or restart it, etc., then at least you can do sudo space /etc/init.d and then basically, space /subsonic, then a space, then restart, stop, or start, whichever one it is you want to use. So basically that's the subsonic itself, broken, extracted and everything on the server. Now that that's subsonic set up, of course we have to start the service. So basically it'll be sudo, as I said, explained before, space /etc/init.d /subsonic, then start. So basically now that subsonic started. If you wanted to stop it, you change the start to stop. If you wanted, so the previous code, and then at the end just change it to stop. If you wanted to restart it, in case it crashed or anything like that, all you type in restart. So as I said, now that's basically subsonic. We're going to access it via the web itself. So this is going to be the IP address of the machine. So in my case, it's 192.168.1.64. So in the address bar, you're just going to type in 192.168.1.64. Now it uses port 4040. So basically just enter 4040. That should take me to the subsonic user interface. As you can see, it has. So basically that's the user interface of subsonic, which I showed as well images of on the article itself. Now the username and the password, as I was explaining in the article as well, is usually admin. So basically, as I said, we just click log in. Yeah, so as you can see, that's now loaded up. Now you, on this page, you could change the password. So if you want to change the administrator password, you can just click on that, and then basically, as I said, you change it from admin. Actually, change password. You just click on the box, enter the password of your choice. So just enter that. You confirm it, and then basically confirm password. I don't want to use change password. You could change the username as well. Just select a new user if you wanted to. So as it's only me that uses it, so you could change the settings here. So you could either upload files, user allowed to share files. So basically, as an administrator, you'll find you've got no limit whatsoever. If you were to create a new user, you then basically select what it is you want to do. So if you select that one, user administrator, you need to select as well what options or what you want to do regarding whether you want to upload files, etc., or share files with anyone and so forth. Now I'm just going to keep it as admin for now, and then I'll change it at a later stage. So you can create other users as well if you wanted to. As far as I know, there is no limit for the number of users, but as I said, that's that. So basically settings were saved, and that's about it. Now if you wanted to upload file, I haven't actually used this for a while, just to make you aware, but then you have to go into media folder, log in again because I changed the password. So basically you'll be going to settings and then media folder, music, etc. Now here the default of course is VAR music. Now I've got into another hard drive as well, so basically I'm just going to call it media, and then I'm going to put / data, because that's basically what the drive is. But use this option to minimize disk access for done. User, again, delete, and then just click save. So basically now that's me accessing everything, the music itself. One thing I did forget, however, is under settings and under network, you can enter in here, access your server over the internet using an easy to remember address. So basically in there, just put any name of your choice if you wanted to. So rather than you having to type in like, your domain name and then a colon and then, the 4040, you could just enter your name or web address, and so it would be like, in my case, it would be techieguys.subsonic.org. You can, where it says automatically configure your router to allow incoming connections to Subsonic, you can take that if you want to, but my advice is, of course, enable the actual thing. So do it on the root as well.